good, the bad, and the odd. It can only get better.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd. We're your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello.
Right, so today we're doing a movie that's on Amazon Prime. It's a sequel, and it is Borat 2, or Borat Subsequent Moviefilm. Or, if you want to give it an even longer title, Borat Subsequent Moviefilm, Delivery of Prodigious Bride to American Regime for Make Benefit Once Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. Yes, that's a mouthful, right?
The sequel to Borat, Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nations of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, so this was released on Prime on the 23rd of October 2020. To some controversy, there was a bit with Giuliani, which we'll cover, that kind of made the headlines, really, isn't it? That was kind of a big deal when it happened. But it kind of, and we were wondering, because it was like, there was 15 minutes, like, when's she going to meet Giuliani? But yeah, it happens. Okay, so you haven't seen the first Borat film. I have. It's quite impactful, quite close to the edge as a comedy, that one. And he retired, Borat, a few years after that movie, said, I'm never going to do a Borat again. But then he was spotted dressed as Borat in certain places, and they got to be a rumour a film was being made, and obviously that's what there was. Right, so obviously it's Sacha Baron Cohen, and he's got a daughter in this one.
Tutar.
Tutar, played by Maria Bakalova. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And she's like quite a significant character. Now, he couldn't go wandering around as Borat in this one, and it worked. He did a bit at the beginning, just when people recognised him, and then
everyone basically walked up to him and kept going, "Hey, say he's nice, say he's nice."
So he kind of uses that quite well in the story to sort of give him a reason to go disguised everywhere. Yeah. So he doesn't get recognised, because it starts with him in doing hard labour.
Yeah, for his crimes of releasing the first film, how it humiliated Kazakhstan.
And they give him a second chance to try, and because now Trump's in charge, they kind of think a strong man might appreciate them a bit more if they offer suitable gifts. I'd say that right out off from the bat. If you're a Donald Trump supporter or fan, you are not going to like this podcast, and I would just say, just stop listening. You'll just get annoyed. All right.
Also,
to yourself.
Kind of don't want you to listen. Don't like you.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but everyone's got an opinion. But anyway, go. All right then. So the whole story is he has to offer a monkey as a gift. Yeah. Something happens, right?
Basically, Mike Pence. They're like, Mike Pence is like. They specifically call him a notorious pussy hound.
Yes.
So he says, well, we'll give you, what's his name? A monkey called Johnny Banana or something like that. Johnny the Monkey. And they give him they say like he's a film star in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, we'll just give him Johnny the Monkey as like his sex pet.
Yeah, so they're going
to when Borat arrives in America, Tutar's in the box instead, and Johnny the Monkey's been eaten. So
Tutar's in the box, and the monkey might have eaten himself. We find out other stuff later, but there we go. Anyway, Tutar, we meet her when he goes back to his village, and
she lives in like a box behind the house.
She's basically treated like cattle.
Yeah. She's watching like a Disney cartoon thing about Ivanka Trump.
Yes, or Melania, is it?
Melania, that's it.
Melania Trump as a Disney princess, but meeting Donald, and it's kind of disgusting. You said you told me that was online, that cartoon, so I want to watch that.
Yeah, it's apparently online somewhere.
Wow, but it did look very Disney. I think it did well in terms of critical. It's on Amazon, so I couldn't tell you the numbers, but no one said it's rubbish, as far as I know. I've read a few reviews where they said, well, it's not as good as the first one because it's not quite as impactful, but it's still got its moments. And I think, actually, I felt that for the first 20 minutes. I thought it's okay, but it's not great. But it seemed to get better and better, actually. one of the things I really liked about it, how it wove what was happening in 2020 into its narrative really well. Like he goes to America and the streets are deserted. He's like, what's going on? And it's because of COVID and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to say there is a twist ending here and we probably will spoil it, but we won't do that yet. All right? We won't do that. We'll give you a fair warning before we get to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So he gets released to try and carry out this cultural mission. So he
well, first when they arrive, he finds that his daughter's basically, the monkey's dead and his daughter's in the box. So they come up with the plan while sort of long distance communicating with Kazakhstan to give his daughter instead to Mike Pence.
Yeah, he comes up because he's desperate, isn't he? Because he knows he's going to get executed if he doesn't do something. He comes up with a plan to give his daughter, so he has to. His daughter's kind of a downbeat sort of peasant, so he has to try and glam her up, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he goes to like he gets a like I think he talks to like an Instagram influencer for a bit, and they basically go on a shopping spree. And they go through all sorts of stuff, and they even they go to a plastic surgeon for a bit.
Yeah, that happens. There's also a bit where he has to go buy a cell phone, and he thinks it's like a magic. He notices all Americans seem to be obsessed with calculators, is how he puts it, and he feels he needs to get one. But when he actually gets it, he can't believe what it can do, and he starts looking up like
he immediately
porn.
searches porn.
And meanwhile, the guy selling him stuff has actually put it on a massive screen. So
he's linked it up to
it.
demonstrate.
But he goes, I just want to get out of the toilet. And then all this porn starts on this. And the sales guy goes, I think he's got it. Yeah. So to communicate back at home, he doesn't use a telephone or anything. He uses faxes, doesn't he? He finds a fax shop. And there's kind of an in-joke that the faxes are a bit like people using messaging. So, they say sup bro as a fax and things like that.
Yeah.
And there's dick pics and, there's all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So she kind of has a makeover.
Yeah. They go to a debutante ball where Borat starts offering
disgusting.
He starts offering his daughter up. He's like, how much would you buy daughter for? And the guy leans in and goes, $500.
And his own daughter overhears. And there's a lot of creepy dudes in this film. It has to be said. It's kind of revolting. It's quite an eye-opener on some people in America, some of this. And there's another bit where he, at one point, he's joking about Kazakhstan celebrate Holocaust Day because so many of the guards were from Kazakhstan who the Nazis used. That's the joke, right?
Yeah.
But then he hooks up with these two redneck dudes who start telling him all these mad conspiracies, and they genuinely seem to believe it, right? About the Clintons drinking children's blood,
melting children down and drinking blood. And they basically convince him that the Holocaust was a lie,
which really depresses him.
Yeah,
because he's his country celebrates
the
fact they were guards,
cultural
so he's
pride.
he's super depressed about that. And there's also some stuff about, isn't there stuff about COVID not being?
Yeah, because this was back when Trump was trying to deny that it was real.
Yeah,
and so he was like, there's only like a few people there. And when he goes to the Mike Pence's rally, which he goes to, he enters the building in a bleeding KKK outfit.
Yeah, it's a Republican.
No one bats an eye.
No one says a word about this KKK outfit. Probably,
suddenly they
to be fair, they're probably a bit shocked, but it seems a bit much. They just let him wander around like that. And then he goes into a bathroom and disguises himself as Donald Trump, right?
Yeah, and then he puts his daughter over his shoulder, runs out into the area where Mike Pence is giving his presentation, where he's all like, only a few people have died from COVID. What, like 2 people have got it? It'll be nothing.
Yeah. There's all
and he
that.
runs out, dresses Donald Trump, and goes, Mike, I found you one.
Yeah, I found you a woman. All this, and they escort him out, don't they? As Donald Trump. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So this debutante ball bit is all, just to go back to that, that's kind of funny because she's on a period.
Yeah.
And apparently that's a cause for celebration in Kazakhstan. So they start doing like a folk dance, which is kind of a bit charming to the debutantes until she hitches up her skirt and there's blood all up her legs.
Blood.
And they're like, oh, shocked. So when they finish the dance, there's like rapturous silence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. Made me laugh, but a bit strong.
Yeah. But once the plan to seduce Pence fails because they get kicked out, they kind of shift their gears to moving against Giuliani. Well, they briefly go over some of Trump's close friends and advisors, and it's just like, okay, that one's in jail.
He's in jail.
One's in jail.
That's kind of funny. That
was an imprisonment. And then they settle on Giuliani, and they figure
Don't they see a clip of him where he's boasting about shagging some woman with big tits or something? So that gives something like that.
So they get the idea. It's like, oh, we should get her some sort of breast implant. So they go to a doctor's.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, this is awful.
That she's like, I want to be sexually assaultable.
I want to say, would you sex attack me?
And he just goes, and the doctor goes, not with your dad here. And it's like, oh.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, he has to go. He's got enough money, apart from he's got $72 short, and they won't give him a discount. So he has to leave $2 somewhere while he goes and tries to make this money, and it's with this very nice black lady, isn't it? Who's like a babysitter. She's expected to babysit a child, but she ends up with
but then this 25-year-old pretending to be a 15-year-old.
And she looks 15, doesn't she?
Yeah, she most, for the most part, looks 15. But Borat walks in having her trained like a dog. So he's got a clicker, and he keeps giving her treats when she does the right thing.
Yeah.
And he gets out like a bowl for her, and then walks off. But as Tutar's going through her folk stories.
Yeah, Daddy gave her this book, the official book of Kazakhstan, and it's got this terrible story about a woman touching her own vagina and getting eaten.
She basically got sucked inside out.
Yeah.
And she got stuck like that.
And this woman who's says, look, this isn't true. Your daddy taught you this, but it's not true. And then the woman takes her for a drive. And
the entire time she's screaming.
She's screaming, you cannot drive.
You're a man.
And she's wearing her horse's blinkers as well.
Yeah.
It made me laugh. Then she experiments on herself and finds she doesn't get eaten by herself.
Yeah. And she does this at a Republican women's group. She walks up on stage and starts telling them intimately what she's done. And says, you should all start doing it for the, peace. And it's ugh.
Come on, let's do it together. And she gets a round of applause.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Meanwhile, then, basically, she runs off. She runs off. And this makes Borat want to kill himself, doesn't he?
Yeah. Because he's also found out that the Holocaust is a lie, quote unquote.
Yeah, so
he goes to a synagogue to await the next mass shooting.
Yeah,
but he goes as the most stereotypy Jew ever. He's got a foot-long nose. He's got claws, devil wings, a rat's tail. Yeah,
and he's dressed
got a little puppet that says the media on it.
Yeah, and these two old ladies are in there.
Yeah. And they have a really nice discussion about it. She's like, we're not like this. Come on.
And she's the sweetest woman. She really is. Absolutely charming. The two good things about this film was the black babysitter and this little old lady. Really, they were nice people,
Yeah. Which is a refreshing break from, the conspiracy nuts and,
creepy
sex attackers.
Sex attackers, yeah. Basically, she also, at the end of the discussion, he's kind of reassured. He goes, I don't know, maybe your venom doesn't work very quick. And she goes, look, I'll give you a kiss. You're all right. He goes, maybe the venom doesn't work very all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, she says...
Apparently he broke character afterwards to tell her that it's just a film, because he didn't want... He wanted to,
yeah, she was a lovely old lady.
Yeah.
And at one point she also mentions, she goes, yeah, the Holocaust is real. I was in it as a child. Yeah. And she shows him the tattoo and he's like, yeah, the Holocaust's real. It's like, oh. And then he's kind of feels a new link for Tutar.
Yeah.
But the streets are diverted.
then it's desolate.
And then this is where he meets the two hillbillies, isn't it?
Yeah, he meets two hillbillies who are conspiracy nuts.
Yeah. Telling them the Clintons started the plague.
Yeah, they started whatever the plague was.
Yeah.
And that they like drink children's blood, and they don't come out well.
No,
and
they
basically,
don't.
Borat convinces them to help him look for Tutar.
Oh, but first he writes a song, doesn't he, about chop them up like the Saudis, all that.
Yeah,
about reporters.
But he turns out Tutar is like she's reporting for some local small-town company, and she's reporting on some big march called like the March for Freedom, they called it, or something like that. Yeah. The March for Our Rights rally. Oh.
Yeah, so we see Borat in disguise.
He goes out and tries to find her. He can't spot her, but he's like, okay, so if I go up on the stage, I'll be able to see. And he goes up and he sings his like incredibly horrible song.
Yeah.
And he's like pointing to his friends, his new hillbilly friends, to be like, she's over there. Like, let her go talk to her. So.
And they even say, if you don't do what your daddy has asked you to do, and I don't think they're in on what he's asked you to do at this point, he's going to get killed. And she's like, okay, I'll do it. So she arranges to interview Giuliani and kind of seduce, have sex with him so her dad doesn't die. Meanwhile, Borat goes back to the babysitter who tells her what's happened, and she just says, is your heart hurting? And all this?
Yeah, she's like, you should feel like that. You've done this to your baby girl. It's like, wow.
And he goes, oh, and then he goes to try and stop her, but it's kind of underway. And he's trying to figure out, and he goes running around, doesn't he? Doing other goofy stuff. And he goes, maybe I can take her place at one point. And then Giuliani and Tutar go to this bedroom where
Giuliani reaches down his trousers, but of course afterwards he's insisted that I'm just tucking my shirt in.
Yeah. And then suddenly Borat runs in with all these weird, lingerie.
He walks in with like a corset on, it's like a one-piece swimsuit made in a design of like someone in a bikini.
Yeah.
And he like charges in. It's like, no, she's 15. She's too old for you.
She's too old for you. So and he basically puts her.
Giuliani basically runs them.
But he knows he's going to get executed. But
so he goes back anyway.
Yeah, he goes back anyway. But then Tutar insists she go back with him. So he's sort of saying, but
it's execution together.
You don't. No, she says, I don't want to be without you because he's. So it's kind of very sweet, the moment where at one point she says, do you. Oh, well, I should have mentioned when we first watched this film, we watched the first 10 minutes and we're thinking, they're talking a lot of Kazakhstan and we don't know. So I put subtitles on. So we missed some of the dialogue.
Yeah. We missed a fair chunk of the dialogue.
Because it did have some subtitles at the beginning.
Yeah,
so
some of it was subtitled. And like the rest is in English, but otherwise it seemed like you got the basic gist of what they were talking about. So
because they'd be
like
talking,
Mike Pence,
right,
sexy time, sort of thing.
Yeah. So they go back and this is the spoiler bit, right? So if you don't want the twist,
big twist,
you got to stop. But let's just talk about what we thought, how we rate the film before we get into the spoilers. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was a pretty good film.
Pretty fun comedy. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good too. I think the other one was a little better because it was such a surprise. But I'll tell you what, the way they wove in what's happening in the world into the comedy was quite exceptional. It will date this comedy, but it's funny. So I think that won't matter so much, but it will date it. But in fact, the thing is, 2020 is going to be so memorable to everyone, I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
It's not like remembering the Olympics or something. It's like everyone's going to remember what 2020 was like. So in a way, it might even give it longevity because it's such a time capsule. So yeah, we kind of liked it. What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it a 7-8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think 7.5 is fair. Yeah, on IMDb is 6.8, so it's close. So, but it was very clever and funny, and quite disturbing. Some of the things we saw was quite disturbing. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna move to spoilers now. Okay. So when he gets back, we find they kind of let him off, and he's kind of confused. And then suddenly he starts.
He looks at the wall, and he's got a plan that's basically like
giving the world.
Yeah, give the world COVID via an injection of gypsy tears via Borat, because he's going everywhere, and everywhere he goes, he's like kissing people on the cheek as a greeting.
Yeah. So he's
Borat is patient zero of COVID.
Wow. So that is kind of funny. But then we basically, I can't remember how it pans out when we get like a flash forward of months later, and so Kazakhstan's completely changed.
Borat pulls out his new smartphone, and the guy who was helping him talk to Kazakhstan earlier has recorded it, and he's like, send it to my two new hillbilly friends to disseminate to the public so that the people know if this happens, if I die.
Right.
And he basically blackmails a better world for his daughter. So
Kazakhstan changes completely. It becomes it's no longer
becomes less misogynistic. Now they're sending grooms.
Young boys, basically. young men. And we see a docket saying for the home of Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Trying to laugh. There was all these.
And they've got like COVID testing with thermometers, which is like one guy walks up, he gets the thermometer up his backside.
The other
takes it out. The guy just wipes it down with a tissue and then puts it in someone else's mouth.
Nice. So. And now they also have a new ritual as a country instead of the running of the Jew. It's the running of the Americans. So there's like various Trump supporters.
Yeah, it's like, here's the Trump supporter. And he runs out and he's like got snot dribbling down his face. He's got a mask around his neck, not wearing it properly. And he's got a shirt that says Trump 2020. And he runs off, and then it's like, and here comes the Karen, and she runs out with like an assault rifle, and he goes, she's just been to Walmart, got a whatever it was, AR-12 or something like that.
Yes, very nice.
It's like, and here's Dr. Fauci, and he like runs out, and the first two are like sneezing all over everyone and like blasting gunk. I'm just gonna call it Nickelodeon gunk because that's the gist of it. But then the Karen turns around, walks up, and guns down Dr. Fauci. And then stands above him. It's like, and 2 more years of disease for America. His daughter's become a reporter as well, who's like better than him. He's like, I'm number 4 reporter. Do you want to know who number 3 is? And then she walks onto the scene.
She walks on, and she's very.
She kind of looks like Hillary. So.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. This is a good film. We have skipped quite a few bits. There are some very funny and uncomfortable moments. For example, there's one bit he buys his daughter a cake with a little toy baby on it, and she accidentally swallows the baby. Then they go and see this pastor and sort of say, I put the baby into her. Can you get rid of it? And
they go to like a doctor's clinic, and they're like, the baby's inside her. You need to like get it out of her. He's like, no, we don't need. Okay, we need to talk about this. He's like, look, I accidentally got the baby inside of her. Okay, it doesn't matter how it got in there, but we don't need to take it out necessarily. It's like, but it's gonna hurt. It's like a little plastic doll thing. Like, maybe
it's very funny. They don't explain anything. He goes, it will tear her asshole. Things like that. And now apparently Donald Trump was originally in it, but they cut the scenes. And Trump Jr. They cut those probably because I don't know why. You need wrath of Donald Trump on your head, I suppose. So I did enjoy this film a lot. Lots we haven't mentioned, so we haven't spoiled or ruined everything. Some of it has to be seen to be believed, frankly. It really is. I will say the actress Maria. Hold on, what's her name? Maria Bakalova was great as Tutar. Yeah. I thought she was a really effective foil, and they cast it really well. So yeah, she was a revelation. I'll look forward to seeing her in more
other stuff. Probably more Borat
not mockumentaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So recommend, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's on Amazon Prime. If you get Amazon Prime, why not? Now, are you going to go back and watch the first film sometime, do you think?
Maybe.
Or do you think this is enough?
This is probably enough. So,
There are.
I know the whole
kinda
thing's about
tempted-
like his attempt to marry Pamela Anderson or something like that.
Pamela Anderson's in it, but it's basically him getting to know Americans and talking. And there's some interesting stuff there that reveals things about American culture in 2006, just as this one reveals things about American culture in 2020. So yes. Okay. All right, then let's call it a night there. Next time we record, we're probably going to do a comfy chair, I think.
Okay.
So we'll do one of those. But yes, so that's it for Borat subsequent movie film. So bye from me.
Bye from me.